coming down for all to see. Then switch it up and treat me right. You promise sun, but you bring rain. I still love what you do to me. The highest highs, the lowest lows. You take me to every extreme. Can't get enough, please let me be. But I love what you do to me. From me, and then you touch.
Test 1 2. Good evening, good evening. I am Juanki and welcome to my world. Here we go. Let's do it real quick. I'm a flight attendant and I let myself become a prostitute when someone I met and slept with left money on a hotel bed stand. I accepted it. I just said thank you. I feel dirty, but I also needed the money. That's the title. You also need to understand run-on sentences. Let's do this again. I'm a flight attendant and I let myself become a prostitute when someone I met and slept with left money on the hotel bed stand. I accepted it. I just said thank you. I feel dirty, but I also needed the money. That's the title. Not sure how I feel now, which I wanted to confess. Somebody says, if there was no agreement for payment beforehand, then you aren't a prostitute. It was just a gift. Somebody says, don't guilt trip yourself too much. If you don't like something, don't do it again. Life's about experiencing anyways. Somebody says, it's not prostitution if price wasn't discussed beforehand before the transaction occurred. Otherwise, all trophy wives are kind of WFH prostitutes. Somebody says, if I make myself an egg for breakfast, that doesn't make me a cook. This doesn't make you a prostitute. Last one says, to people replying to this confession as if it was a real story, seriously, somebody says exactly. I think it could be a real story, right? You sleep with somebody and they leave some money and say, here. I used to use this analogy all the time back in the day. I used to, when we used to sit around and pontificate about stuff, I used to say, if you have sex with somebody, right? You have sex with a girl, and then you in the morning comes and you say, here's $100, get you something nice, and then you leave her, whatever. Was that a prostitution whore type of situation? And I got all sorts of response, including, no, that's more of like a sugar baby, sugar daddy type of situation. But um, at the nucleus of every answer and like every discussion that I've had, and I've had this discussion many a times back in the day, if the price was not discussed, if there was not an agreement of the mind, a meeting of the minds, an offer, a proposition, and payment, then it's not prostitution. It's just a sugar daddy. All right, now here we are. Let's go to the next confession. I accidentally liked my 44-year-old co-worker's bikini picture when I was masturbating to her. I got aroused seeing her in a tight white shirt where I could see the outline of her bra. So I went to the bathroom and masticated. To her pictures on Instagram. I was staring at her bikini pictures while beating my meat and ended up tapping the like button. I freaked out and blocked her profile. I felt so awkward around her, but she's still nice and talks to me. So I have no idea if she knows that I masturbated to her or not. This was a few months ago. Somebody says she definitely knows. When you hit the like button, Instagram temporarily turns the camera on for that person. I know this because I accidentally like one of the... Oh God, this is so stupid. That's not even real. Let's go to another one. What? But how would she know? Somebody says. Somebody says, that's why you should have just screenshotted. You could whack off all you want without accidentally hitting the like. Somebody says, why does her age matter here? Okay, somebody's asking about her age. Somebody says, unless you also accidentally commented that your sponge a load over it, I think you'll be okay. Blocking her was probably the right move because awkwardness is real. But now you gotta act normal at work. All right? That wasn't salacious enough for me. Let me see if I have another salacious one here. Let's see. Okay. I had a major glow up and now I've become the type of person I've always hated. I've seen this happen a lot, especially in New York City back in the day. Here we go. I, 20, male, have for the vast majority of my life been fairly unattractive. Quite fat, acne, skinny, fat, bad haircuts, and grease. Much of it can be attributed to teenage years, etc., but that's not an excuse. To give some context, I went to an all-boys school. I was very rarely around women, and so had little reason to care about my looks. That all changed when I went to university, and to add to that, on a female-dominated course. This is when I realized, wow, I'm incredibly ugly. Shout out to the realization. It's better to realize it than to be walking around in La La Land under false pretenses and, I digress. My biggest motivator was not even being treated badly, but simply ignored. I detested the type of people who would treat others badly because they weren't good looking. I spent 2 years losing weight, getting my hair cut right and fixing my skin, plus some other things. Now I have noticed an incredible change in how I'm treated. Girls treat me amazing. They actively call me cute in a romantic way and flirt. Yes, change was pretty big. Yes, the change was pretty big. I'm invited out, people compliment me, etc. And after some time, I noticed that I began to treat people who weren't good looking like shit. I'd ignore messages, poke at them for their looks, tell them to drop some weight, fatty, or something. I just pretended. Sometimes I just pretended they weren't there. I hate the fact I do it, and yet I can't seem to stop. The ego rush has been too much. This is absolutely sick. Okay? Somebody says, this is very common for people with glow ups in their lives. Please understand it all comes from insecurity. You see yourself, or rather, a past version of yourself, you now consider a lesser version in others, and you become resentful and even a little afraid that a part of you is still, quote, among them, end of quote, or deserve to be. Just be mindful that everyone has their own journey. Life is not easy for anyone, and you don't judge people's true worth based on if they had a glow up or not. Let me tell you, I witnessed this in New York City and quite some homosexuals. It's like, it's not even like the glow up was like gradual, or like they literally spent thousands of dollars doing what they needed to do to look a certain way, and then to add insult to injury, they they started treating people around them, or decided to change their friends group and move on up in the social circles. So they thought, because at the end of the day, people who were there with you at the beginning know what you really fucking look like before, and what you will turn back into if you weren't pumping hundreds or thousands of dollars into your maintenance and routines. It also says a lot. It says a lot about the type of person who gets brand new just because they could afford treatments now, or they can afford to have meals, specially prepared special meals, or pay a coach or some type of gym partner or whatever. What are those people called? I forgot. I'm so tired right now. But paid a personal trainer at the gym, or but that says a lot. And I love it when people like that show their true colors, because you know how to go about them. You know what you need to do, how to execute and get them out of your life. Okay? Okay, one last salacious one for the night, and then I will be going night-night. I will see you guys tomorrow. I used to sell videos of me pumping breast milk to my ex. We are both married to other people. Disgusting. Real close to prostitution too. OnlyFans type of material. At first, he was asking because his wife was allegedly having a hard time pumping herself. So I filmed a how-to with my own pump. Then he would ask for more and more, and I said I'd do it if he sent me 50 as a joke. Here's the bullshit with the joke. Oh, I'm just joking. Let me just test this and see as a joke. But then here comes the okie doke. When he actually Venmo'd me, I felt bad and did send him a video of me pumping. After that, it just kind of kept happening. He would send me money. I send him videos. I do feel really guilty about it, about doing it, because I don't know what he's doing with the videos I send him. And I haven't told my husband. Oh my God, husband. It's been nice to have extra money with a new baby, but I had to stop because I did feel so bad for both of our spouses. He recently sent money again, but I sent it back and haven't responded to his messages since. Girl, you're trash. You are absolute trash. But somebody says, quote, I do feel really guilty about doing it, but because I don't know what he's doing with the videos I send, and I haven't told my husband, end of quote. The person says, you know exactly what he's doing with these videos, laughing out loud. Somebody says he is sure making a lot more than $50 per video. That's for sure. Yeah, he's probably reselling them. Somebody says 50 is pretty cheap for that, hence why he was so quick. I mean, there are people spending hundreds on feet pictures. Somebody says, thank you for getting that off your chest. Somebody says he's likely selling them all over the web, making bank. Woo. Somebody says, I've had enough of this board for tonight. Me too. In case you haven't noticed, tonight was the spicy night. Oh yes, we do one spicy night out of the whole week. I do this every night. Every night I do this. Not this exactly, but some form of this. Definitely coming live. I hope you had a good weekend. I just got out of the shower, but we just came from dinner with the siblings. We had a nasty piece of fish fry. It was absolutely delicious. I had like 4 servings. 4 motherfucking servings, and I enjoy every bite of it. It was delicious. Shout out to thank you again. Thank you. But anyway, please get some rest. I will see you guys tomorrow. We do this every night. Please hit that like button and enjoy your weekend. You got one more day, and then we're starting all over again. All right, we got like 2 weeks left of summer. So make sure that you make the best of it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.